I am the Walrus.
Okay, what is this, episode 6?
I don't even know.
All right, we don't know. It's been a long time. Anyway, what do you call it? So we're going to get the pick today, right? The VP
Oh,
pick.
that's what I've heard, yeah. Who are you thinking now? It's Rice more? I'm thinking it's Rice more now.
I think so, too, because of Obama. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, you won me back.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not even showing up. I'm not. I can't get myself to do it. It only took 2 weeks of him talking nonsense. You know what infuriates me? The way they did it.
Mm.
In some ways worse than 2016 because they let Obama take control. And it's I don't know that Trump could lose or could win anymore. I don't know. But you know that Giuliani's disappeared for a long time now. So in October or sometime they're going to come up with some bullshit, Now the problem is some of it's going to be based in truth because the reality is the truth is that Biden's son, that was totally corrupt, his situation. So God knows what they're going to come up with, and there may be enough morons to go along with it. I just think Trump has done so much damage to himself,
Right.
What do you think about this calling Biden a Marxist, a radical leftist?
Oh, I think it's hysterical. I wish. If only. It's hysterical, and his voters fully believe it, and it's just, what are you gonna do?
I argued this morning on Facebook on a friend's page, not my page, with a Trump troglodyte, who I mean, it was just unbelievable. It's a Staten Islander. Unfortunately, Staten Island is Trump territory. It's a real Republican stronghold. And I mean, the guy was a moron. But aside from the fact that he's a moron, he felt compelled to go look at my page and go, "You're fat." I didn't bother telling him, look a little deeper into that. I didn't bother. I just okay, let him have his moment of joy. But it's just, what are you going to do? It's insane. It's insane. Did you see New Zealand? 0 cases. They're back to normal. Isn't that great?
Amazing what happens when, they have a plan. When they pay their people to stay home and not infect each other. It works.
It's incredible. I mean, and you'll still find people saying, friends, people I know, smart people are putting things up that hydroxychloroquine works. It's fucking crazy. And look at the thing with the school today. He says,
reason the China virus, children handle it very well, and they may get it, but they get it, and it doesn't have much of an impact on them. And if you look at the numbers of in terms of mortality, fatality, the numbers for children under a certain age, meaning young, their immune systems are very, very strong. They're very powerful, and they seem to be able to handle it very well, and that's according to every statistic.
He says they're almost immune. Kids are almost immune. It's a 90% increase in cases where kids are positive. Oh, my God.
No, I know. I don't even check. I don't check in. I don't check. The last time I checked in, he was trying to cut the payroll taxes, and Pelosi was sending her thoughts and prayers. That was the last time I checked in. So it's you can't try to persuade Trump supporters. You can't try to persuade neoliberals. So what's the fucking point? I can't listen to either one of them, Trump or Biden. So what's the point? I've checked out. I've checked out again. So I don't know what I'm going to contribute to this conversation. But I don't
know. It's insane. It's just insane. And they scared me back into my corner. The Democrats, they're just unbelievable. They have no plan. There's no policy set. It's we're not Trump. That's it. Same as 2016. Same exact thing. The only thing in their advantage is we now have a track record for Trump, and it is horrendous. So, but Biden opens his mouth.
A lot of the things that Trump is doing is because of the Obama-Biden administration. So,
right. Executive orders.
You're voting for the thing that got him here. I don't understand that logic. I was kind of worried about you for a little bit.
Yeah, well, you know what it was? It was the death stuff. It was the fact that, and now I'm just convinced, he's still sticking to no Medicare for all, Biden. And the reality is, this is the truth. Let's say Biden wins, right? November. Let's assume that. By January, you know what kind of a depression this country is going to be in economically? And we're not going to be rid of the virus in any way, shape, or form, because people continue to this day, because we don't have a national mandate, there's no national plan, people continue to just do what the fuck they want. I just posted something on Facebook about a bar in Kentucky, I think it was. We're Americans. We're going to do what we want. Yeah, great. Fucking assholes. And like the Sturgis, South Dakota. How do you allow that?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's decades and decades and decades of, putting yourself first. Money is king. You have to go out and chase that paper. Do whatever you have to do to be successful. And there's no empathy for anybody in that course of action. I have to make money. So where in those generations of thinking does, you know what? Let me put on a mask to help somebody. They don't even want you to have health care. Like they're not going to put a fucking mask on. They're not taking guns away. All these school shootings. They're not going to put a mask on. Like it's just ingrained in people's brains to be selfish for, all these years. I don't.
It's the Ayn Rand philosophy, that
right.
Charity is wrong, but it's insane. It's insane. And my fear about January is that, let's say Biden wins, he's going to have such a hole to come out of that by 2022, it all turns back to Republican, the House, the Senate.
Right.
Or in 2024, if he's still alive, who the hell knows? Right. Whoever takes over, they're going to be in such bad shape by 2024 that they'll give it right back. And it's just a back and forth pendulum of bullshit that with this country. I don't understand it. I don't. Other countries are sophisticated enough, maybe because they went through real tragedies, they had wars on their land and everything else, that they just pay attention. They don't look at MSNBC for their news or Fox for their news. I was watching Fox the other day for 10 minutes. My head almost exploded. I mean, they just repeat one lie after another. And MSNBC, they just refuse to criticize Democrats. They just, they're all. And now they're basically a Republican station. Did you see? Nicole Wallace has 2 hours now in the afternoon.
Oh, wow.
She's Bush's assistant or some shit. But, she was with the Bush campaign. And who else? They have cases speaking at the convention.
Yeah.
Joe Scarborough is a fucking Republican. He's got the morning Joe slot. That's 2 or 3 hours of bullshit. Miko, please don't get me started on her. So it's insane.
That's what happens when, 90% of your media is owned by 5-6 corporations.
Exactly.
Thanks, Bill Clinton. That was the Telecommunications Act. Yeah. Thanks, Bill Clinton.
Yeah, Bill has a lot. Bill takes credit for a lot when you think about it. NAFTA, the first NAFTA. Yeah. Now this asshole comes out and he comes up with this Friday night surprise, which almost looked like he was going to do something. And then you read between the lines and it was all bullshit anyway. So I don't know. It just makes no sense. But we are going to be in a really bad depression soon. Really bad one. And I think we're already in one. But, the numbers come up, they creep up 1 million more jobs. But, what do you do with the how many was it? 20 million, 30 million people still out of work?
You send your thoughts and prayers and you just hope it works out for them. That's all. That's what you do.
I have a prayer that I say, let's pray for those who are hungry. Let's pray harder for those who will not feed them. Then we go.
Pelosi.
Yeah. Yeah.
She had prayers for everyone the other night. Yeah. It's insane. It's absolutely. And these are the people that are running the country.
Right. And this is why we need to be. By the way. This is why we need to be in the streets. There's no voting your way out of this. This is the alternative. This is somebody telling you can go fuck yourself. Your kids are starving. Oh, you have no house now? You can go fuck yourself. That's the alternative to Trump.
Yeah. Well, that's literally, there's a couple of evictions that already took place. I posted one up this morning. Some woman with twins got evicted from. How do you evict people in this? It's just, it's crazy. Meanwhile,
it's a great way to radicalize people.
Well, that's true. That's true. Things get worse before they get better. Maybe. I'm not my lifetime, certainly, but it's so fucking crazy.
I think it has to happen now, or we're done.
Well, did you see the article I posted by Chris Hedges? He's been predicting this for 5 or 10 years. His last book was America: The Farewell Tour, and where he looked at several different aspects of society that he witnessed in Europe, where empires collapse, where governments collapse. And he wrote a really good article this morning in saying that basically what you just said about Biden coming in, it's not, getting rid of Trump isn't going to solve shit. They're going to continue on this track where the greed just takes over. They're grabbing whatever they can get. I mean, how do they justify? How do people sit in their house? How do they justify that non-transparency of the PPE money that went out to business? And you find out that went to country clubs, it went to Mnuchin's golf club. I mean, how the fuck is that possible? While people are starving, how is that possible?
They don't need to justify it because nobody seems to care.
That's true.
Nobody's out in the streets about it. We should be out in the streets. This is something we should be out in the streets about, and we're not doing it. I don't know.
No.
I don't know. Like I said, I think it's going to take a huge collapse, like bigger than ever. A lot of people are going to have to be homeless, starving before we start to do something, and it's terrible. But I think that's what's going to need to happen. And I'm not rooting for it. Obviously, I don't want that to happen to people, but it's our only way out. I feel at this point.
Well, that's probably right. Now, you want to talk about some brilliant engineering? I put the camera on top of my tobacco bin, so now I can't light my fucking pipe. I tell you, your father, asshole supreme. You have no idea the things I do to like sabotage myself during the course of a day. I'll go to grab one thing and drop 6 other things. It's incredible. I got to lift later. I purposely didn't lift until after this. So about 2 o'clock, I'm going to go out there, and then hopefully I'll die from heat stroke. Tell Anthony, man, my thumbs are going to come, the skin is going to come off today, man. Oh, God. It's getting brutal.
Oh, I wish I could talk to you about weightlifting, but I know nothing.
Oh, you got to watch those videos. They're great. They're so freaking suspenseful by the end. They're really good. The championships from 19, yeah, they're really good.
We should have Anthony be a guest speaker on the show. You guys can chat.
Yeah, let's talk about weightlifting. Yeah, why not? So anyway, it's all crazy. I don't know what happens now. I don't know what happens next. I guess once he makes his pick, we could all like throw up.
Yeah.
I just hope it's not Kamala Harris, because I mean, Rice might get me to vote for the Green Party, but as of right now, I have no intentions of leaving the house. But I am taking off the next day for work, probably 2 days. And I'm going to stay up, and see, because now at the mail and stuff, you see the shit he's pulling with the post office? I mean, it's unfucking believable. I mean, he's so determined to fuck everything. That's why I think if he does lose on election night or the day after or however long it takes, he's going to be the most vindictive piece of shit until January 3rd. He's going to cause so much trouble. I don't know why somebody hasn't wasted him yet. I really don't. I don't get it. The Secret Service, some real patriot.
Was that a joke, or did somebody shoot outside the White House yesterday or something, and he like ran off camera or something? I don't know. I don't care enough.
He didn't run off, but they came to him. I guess there was an incident outside and the Secret Service fired. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just don't know how the Secret Service doesn't walk in and
I know.
sleep, because he's fucking destroying everything, Now, not that the next asshole's going to do much better, but, it is insane. He is spiteful. I mean, he's totally spiteful. Yeah. So I don't know. It's insane.
To me, I was telling Anthony. I said, to me, I'd rather, if I have a monster coming at me, I'd rather see it coming at me than have it come at me in the dark. And that, to me, that's the Biden Trump.
Well, see, Biden's in front.
He takes the. I'm sorry.
Biden's in front of you too. He's just not as
right.
He's not as despicable, verbally. Well, verbally, he's a joke.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. But I mean, like, nobody really covered Obama's 5 extra wars. Nobody really covered
it's true.
Standing Rock. Yeah. Nobody covered the miles of pipeline he's laid across the country. Like, somebody's at the door. Who's at the door?
Conrad, they have come. That's my favorite one, is when they're socialist, libtard, and all that. That's great. Yeah, but you're right. They don't, because they're never going to do that. Never going to cover anything the Democrats do that is despicable, or that is as Republican as the Republicans do. It's insane. It's really crazy. But that's where we are. Any good books? Reading any good books? I'm reading a ton of them. Ton of good books. Got a good book of short stories for you. A friend sent me. Really good. Dark. You'll like it. And what else? I see any good movies?
What did we see? Oh, we were watching some classics. We watched Citizen Kane and Casablanca and
Casablanca's so good.
Oh my God. It was the first time we'd seen it like a week ago, and I knew it was a love story, but I had no idea how convoluted it got, like back and forth. It was really good. It was really.
I watched it about a year ago.
Yeah.
I read, I don't know, something sparked in me. I saw somebody made a comment about the talented Mr. Ripley. And I'm a big Patricia Highsmith fan. I read a biography on her a couple of years ago, and I read all the books, including the sequels to Ripley. And the other day I watched Ripley again. Talented, it's such a fucking good movie. I mean, that cast was perfect. I mean, it was really, really good. And I couldn't believe Cate Blanchett. I forgot that she was in that movie. And we just finished watching the Perry Mason thing, the HBO series Perry Mason. Meh. I like the actor a lot, and I like his assistant. It's very, very different from the original series, but you know, it was all right. I mean, it was all right. You know, a little disappointed at the end, but it was all right. I don't know what else to talk about. I finished my bottle of gin.
Okay. Yeah, we don't. I mean, we don't do anything. Like we take this really seriously. Like we don't go out unless we really have to. So nothing's happening in our lives over here.
To do, you know. Yeah, well, that's the reading. We're the reading. That's why I had to have that thing done in the garage. Build a weightlifting platform. I'm back in there, 2 to 3 hours every other day. Sometimes 2 days in a row. Today's a long one, so I'll be in there for a while. I have Tuesdays. I'm off from work, but they usually call me in to do something, and I schedule this out. I intend to work in there. I got a rough one now. Yeah, I'm adding to a little piece by piece to the gym. It looks okay. Looks okay. But you're right. There's we're out of it. Progressives are completely out of this thing. We just sit and watch. Make fun of it. That sucks.
Yeah.
No third party. It sucks.
I don't know. It's frustrating. I didn't think I'd be this radicalized in 4 years.
It's good.
I didn't think I'd go from, like, oh, we need a third party to just burn the country down. Let's just start over. Just rebuild.
We're at that point. We are at that point. Yeah, it's the other thing is I did that this morning, this whole thing where people assume that defunding the police means you want to just do away with them, no more police. That's not the issue. That's not the issue at all. It's just demilitarize them. Don't let them look like the fucking Star Wars stormtroopers.
Right. Exactly.
And hold them accountable. Like, did you see the New York guy? Pat Lynch, I think his name is. I don't know if he's a union rep or something to do with NYPD. He wants to slow down, police slow down while they get rid of the anti-chokehold. That's a great idea. That really puts a lot of empathy behind that's why, Trump feeds off that bullshit, and then they post shit about, the radical left, the Marxist left, which I get, like the Marxist agendas, that they're tearing up the citizenry, they're attacking. No, they found out how many white supremacists were bagged in those things that were causing the real violence, and I'm sure there are other assholes, don't get me wrong, but they're not radicalized Marxists. They're punks,
Right.
And then of course they never bring up the fact, like when they pushed that 93, 95-year-old man cracked his skull up in Albany or whatever it was, or Buffalo, whatever. What are you going to do? It's just, it's a very polarized nation right now. It really is, and we're on the outside,
Yeah, definitely.
We're totally on the outside. We have no shot. I mean,
that hasn't changed for us, I guess, in 4 years. I guess we're pretty comfortable. We know the spot.
If they lose again, right? Let's say Biden, they let him speak a little bit too often, because every time he opens his mouth, he alienates somebody, right? Yeah. Well, so let's say that happens, and then he loses. What are they going to do in 2024? They're going to bring another centrist? Of course they are. They're not going to give up. They're not going to yield power. So maybe enough progressives can win over the next 50 years before the world ends, and just about when they're about to take power, the ozone layer breaks, and that's it. Everybody's dead anyway.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. We have to do it now. We have no shot. This is it. This is our do or die.
It's very true. Very true. Oh man. So anyway, that's it. I really have nothing. I just, I was hoping that he would have made his dopey pick by now, so we can.
I was kind of hoping for that too, because we have something else to talk about. But I think once the election's over, we should probably get back to like our first episode where we were talking about like cases, like actual laws that were passed.
Oh yeah.
Like I think once the election's over, we should get back to that format. Because
have you seen how much worse it's gotten since our first first telecast when we went into the whole idea of the evisceration of First Amendment rights. It's 10 times worse now. In just a few months, it's 10 times worse.
Yeah.
I mean, protests were literally illegal.
Maybe our first episode, once all this passes, is we should update that episode. Be like, let's see what happened in the last, 12
since Mr. Trump. The only thing is, I don't think this virus is going away for another year. Not the way this country's handling it. It's just not. I don't know that Biden will do a national mandate or not, but we need to shut down for 3 months. Like everybody.
That's what I'm saying. That he will not let that happen. He will absolutely not let that happen. That I know. That is not going to happen. Joe Biden will not let that happen.
Corporations won't let him. Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And that's what needs to happen. To me, that's the only way you can open up the schools safely. He's been saying, oh, we want to open up the schools safely. That's great. Then shut the country down for 3 months first. That will not happen. He will not allow that.
Yeah,
that's why I say I can't see how he's any less dangerous or any less of a lethal weapon than Trump is. Like he would kill people too. And he has been killing people for decades with other policies. So.
And you're right. And he's not going to change any foreign policy. Nothing. Maybe he'll slow down some of the drone strikes, but he still wants to overthrow Venezuela, Maduro in Venezuela. I mean, it's just, it is what it is. That's, we're still a fucked up country. We don't get it, and people assume that, don't like it, leave it, all that crap. No, we want to change it. We want to make it like, good place to live,
Yeah.
rather than an oligarchic state. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
But we'll all, kids today, I guess 20 years from now, everybody will work at Walmart. I don't know. I don't know how the hell you fix it. They took manufacturing out. You gotta close down the country in more ways than one. I mean, you gotta rebuild manufacturing.
Right.
However you get it done, you get it done, and you better go to a Green New Deal soon. Yeah. You better. I mean, they just make fun of it. It's so fun. I'm watching these assholes make fun of it. Make fun of Green New Deal, make fun of wearing masks. Just, how do you, what fucking planet are they on? What are they not seeing in the news? Is Fox not covering how many people
they don't. I don't think they do. No, I don't think
they put the numbers up. Did they replay his speeches where he says to ingest fucking Clorox, disinfectants, shove an ultraviolet light up your ass? I mean, No,
whenever I've seen Fox, it's been China is horrible. Joe Biden's a Marxist. I mean, it's all bullshit. It's just all bullshit. They don't talk about anything that's legitimate and anything, and neither does MSNBC or CNN. So
right, that's true.
I mean, Fox is the worst, but MSNBC is getting up there.
Oh, they're right there. Yeah, they're neck and neck. Yeah, they're terrible. They're fucking terrible.
Yeah, no.
And
that's the problem. We have no honest media. We have no honest journalism. It's just.
Have you been watching Rising? I keep posting their things every day. They've been doing a pretty good job. Krystal is really on top of the game.
I like Krystal.
She's not letting them off the hook. Right. Saagar could get on my nerves once in a while, but he's fair. I mean, he goes after.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't like is I know he had worked for Tucker Carlson, and so he kind of gives Tucker an extra 6 yards of when Carlson really. I mean, and Carlson sometimes makes good points. We know his intentions for the Republicans, but at least we have a voice there sometimes.
Right.
Who knows? Who knows? All right. I guess we're done.
Yeah.
Anthony, have some good stuff in here.
Yeah, I know. He said last night, he was like, oh, I'm really nervous because I come up with all the pop culture stuff because I don't know anything. I know nothing. And he's like, you guys have to talk about something interesting. I'm like, I don't know if we have anything interesting.
Tell him I've been watching Roddy Rowdy Piper videos, interviews.
I like a good laugh too. I like the part about he who laughs last. You see, the problem is you ain't never got beat up real good before, obviously. I have. Don't bother me a whole lot. Been trying to get kind of rude myself. Pour soda pop in me eyes, ouch, every morning, just to stand the pain.
Wrestling interviews. I mean, it gets late at night when I'm done with my weightlifting videos. What else have I got? The politics is too boring. I mean, it's just too boring.
Yeah. No, I know. I can't. Like I said, I can't be as focused on it as you are. I don't know how you do it. I don't. I can go like 2 weeks being really focused on it, and then I get so sick to my stomach, and I have to take a break.
You're smarter than me. Well, I got the weights to take my angst out on now. I go in there, and they really exhaust the shit out of me. I come out of there, I'm a crippled.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't have the recovery powers I used to, so I go in there, and like today, I got to do heavy squats, so I'll be fucking useless when I come out of the garage today. But heavy squats right now are pretty light. You know, we're talking, everything is relative here. It's been a while.
Well, I want to try to get out before he announces his pick. Maybe if he announces his pick soon, we'll get back on, hop right on right away.
All right, so let's make predictions. I say it'll be Rice.
I say it'll be Rice at this point. Yeah. Yeah.
And I hope the hell it's not Kamala Harris. And not that I like Rice, but that woman should be in jail.
Yeah. I mean, only because I'm seeing people have been having concerns about Harris. So he might listen. The Democrats might listen, but I don't know. I really don't know. But the smarter pick is neither.
Stephen Turner, who said voting for Biden would be like eating a half a bowl of shit. What do you call it? Before I forget, there is a really great Joe Rogan interview from last week. I think the guy's name is Josh Flom. I want to make sure I got it right. Anyway, it's from last week. It's the Innocence Project. And they talk about, you know, getting people off death row, getting people released from prison, innocent people through DNA and stuff. It is really good. Joe Rogan started to cry from hearing some of the stories. It's really good. It's a long one. It's 2 hours and change, but it's really worth watching. So anyway.
That's actually, no, I need something to listen to when I'm working out. I don't do weights. I do the exercise bike, the stationary bike. Really boring, really easy. But I need something to watch, so I'll watch that while I'm working out.
It's really good. Yeah. All right. Love you.
All right. Love you.
Bye. See ya.
See you later.
It's like Lenin said, you look for the person who will benefit and, you know...
I am the Walrus?
You know, you'll, well, you know what I'm trying to say?
I am the Walrus.
That fucking bitch.
Oh, yeah.
I am the Walrus.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie. The I Lenin. Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov.
What the fuck is he talking about? I am the Walrus.